Alrighty, so I just wanted to make a video talking about whether or not you should summon on the banner, because this one's kind of a weird one. Like, I feel like if you're really into Bird Boss or something like that, you might want to summon, but at the same time, it's kind of iffy because there really hasn't been too much of a breakthrough with the character on JP so far, but I'm assuming with Global being as big as it is, hopefully there's going to be a lot more experimentation going on. People, you know, are going to be able to sort of come up with a team for Magellda. Before we hop in, I do want to say we're trying to get to 6K subs by the end of the year. If you want to help me out with that, feel free. Other than that, Magellda's pretty interesting. I think that she's a very good character for the boss. Like, she has all of the elements that she needs to be really good, and I'm assuming once people find what the best sort of team to work with her is, she's going to be like a very good character to have. The Merlin, on the other hand, is pretty bad. Like, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, unless you just already have Summer Merlin's cosmetics and stuff like that, and you just already have invested into her, which some of you may have because she's actually really, really good, the Summer Merlin, that is. This new green Truth Seeker Merlin, she relies on shock debuffs, and it's just very niche, I feel like. And you would think like, oh, like maybe it'll work good with King, and maybe there is like a decent King team that you can use, but the only time that I see it really working is if you just have like her completely maxed out, you have King completely maxed out, like all of these resources and stuff that you really don't want to spend on a character. So the banner itself is okay. It's not really all that good, to be honest. It's a 600 mileage before you can get one of the two, which is fine. We are going to be doing live summons, by the way, in like a couple of hours whenever the banner drops, so if you want to, you know, participate and see me get shafted like I'm sure I will for summoning on a waifu banner, feel free to stop by. But the banner itself, there's really not that many great units on it. Like, I think obviously these two are pretty good. This PvP, like Ragnarok Diane, is so much fun to use. I really, really like her. I went extra hard on Brunhild's banner just to try to get a copy of her, which was really, really nice. So yeah, I think if you can pull Brunhild off the banner, if you can pull Ragnarok Diane off the banner, those are definitely two like big wins, I think, because, you know, Brunhild's very, very good for the Bird Boss. Like, she's legitimately like so much better than any other character that you can use almost. Like, not to say that you have to use her, but she's literally made for the boss. Her passive works flawlessly. She has two single target attacks that one does power strike, one does, you know, detonate. She's very, very good. The Diane is very fun. If you don't already have Ludociel for his Grace, then it would be nice to pull extra copies of him. I think if I pull one more copy, I think he'll be 6/6, which would be nice for like the Link and everything, since I've already invested so many resources into him. He would make a really good Link at 6/6. I don't know, Red Gother, like, yeah, anybody can have Red Gother. Both of these units are actually coin shop units. This Green Liz has been in the game since like day one, so if you don't have her, I'm kind of surprised. I mean, maybe you're a newer player, but yeah, I don't know, very, very old unit. Green Diane's very, very old as well. She has a little bit of use here and there, but I feel like now that Margaret and Bon are sort of like the meta, it's not really as good. Like, I don't know, I just don't think that she's as useful anymore. Nobody's really running her anymore. Blue Lilia, she's okay, but kind of old. Not really a whole lot of use anymore. Gerard is alright if you need to use like her for like the reverse stage that she's for. And then this Blue Arthur is actually a lot of fun, but he's very outdated. And I don't think that he would really hold up in the meta anymore. So yeah, obviously they show off the ultimates for the characters. I was hoping, like, now that we have the actual like English translations and stuff like that for it, I was really hoping that it was just going to be a translation error, or maybe, you know, something where they said that it was Hrosvelgr only, but it is in fact in Hrosvelgr's demonic beast battle that the passive works, which is really, really dumb. I think that is a huge misstep, because now if they end up coming out with a new demonic beast battle, you know, she's not going to be used, like, she's not going to be useful at all. It doesn't, you know, her passive isn't going to work. She's literally only for Hrosvelgr, which is the Bird Boss, which sucks. Like, that is so dumb, like, so bad. Like, why would they Why would they limit it? Like, I can understand, you know, some units, some of the units, their uniques or passives, they work really, really well, and they're too strong for maybe PvP, or you don't want them to be, you know, PvE units. But, you know, PvE and PvP are too, like, it's like a 50% of the game is PvE, and then the rest of the game is you just trying to play PvP and sort of like interact with other players and stuff like that. But when you make it to where this is only a niche part of the game that you can use this in, it makes her even less useful, and it's just going to make less people want to summon for her. And I think that is I guess a really good signal that you probably shouldn't summon, because I mean, she is an amplify unit. If you don't know, her passive basically makes it to where every time your HP like becomes full again, you gain a 8% stat buff, which is kind of nice. Because obviously the more of those you get, the more your amplify is going to be able to use. And then, you know, if you pair her with Margaret or whatever the case may be, you're going to get extra buffs, and she'll be able to deal some damage. But from what I've seen, she doesn't deal a lot of damage, so she's not really going to be like your damage dealer. She's more or less going to be used for like the healing card and stuff like that to keep your, you know, characters alive. And I don't even think that she's necessarily like a must-have unit at the moment. Like, people, you know, people are already beating stage 3 with, you know, their set teams and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think that you could probably come up with some interesting team comps and stuff like that with the character, so that's probably the biggest reason why I'm wanting to get her in general. But I think for most people, especially if you're like a newer player or something like that, definitely skip this banner. This is not it's not something you need to waste your gems on. Her ultimate is a power strike ultimate, and the fact that they made it to where it's an AoE ultimate doesn't make any sense to me, because if she's only going to be used for Hrosvelgr, and Hrosvelgr is only a single unit, and you aren't going to be able to use her really outside of this, you know, game mode, like efficiently. Like, yeah, you can use her in PvP, or you can use her in PvE if you really want to, but you're not even going to get you know, you're not going to get her actual like effect going. I think that that's really dumb. I think this probably should have just been a single target attack, and maybe added more percentage to it, maybe, so that way her ult actually deals more damage. But I don't know, kind of a weird thing there. Her healing does actually put Rejuvenate on, which is really good. The Merlin herself is pretty meh. She inflicts damage equal to 215% of attack on all enemies, and shocks for 4 turns on a rank 3, so with a gold card. And the other one is decreases defense related stats of one enemy by 50% and disables everything but debuff skills. So it's kind of like Slater's like card disable skill sort of thing, or not card disable, but like his disable skill, but instead of it blocking everything but attacks, it blocks everything except for debuff skills, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if you get this effect or anything like that on the lower cards. I haven't looked into the unit that much, but like I said, she's very like debuff intensive, and I don't know if it's really like a good unit that you're going to want, because she's not going to fit onto a lot of teams and stuff like that. And I think her main use is probably going to be for like PvP, if anything. I don't know, maybe with some new support and stuff like that in the future, she could be better. Her passive is increases all allies or damage taken from shock debuff by 25%, increases the damage taken by 20% while affected by shock debuff. So I don't know. It's a very interesting sort of character, but the odds of her actually being very useful are kind of slim to none. So I would say, unless you're just absolutely wanting to summon for, you know, Magellda or Merlin as like a waifu, you know, I guess go for it if you want to. I'm gonna go for Magellda because I do like her character design a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I think that she's a really like cute and like interesting character as far as like the Ragnarok stuff goes, because I do like a lot of the Ragnarok characters. But I'm probably not buying any sort of outfits or anything like that for her, at least not with real money. I might buy some later on with some gems if I have like extra ones like laying around, or maybe they'll do a Hawk Pass outfit for her or something like that. But I don't know. This is a pretty big skip, I think, for most players. If you're free to play, if you're newer to the game, if you're not really worried about bird boss stuff, huge skip. just don't worry about it. So, because, you know, obviously there's Festival King is coming out next week. They actually just announced the live stream where they're going to be showing off the character today. The live stream is on, I think, tomorrow, or, well, I guess it's not technically tomorrow. It should be, it's like 6 a.m. on Thursday, which is very early. So, or maybe it's Wednesday. Right? Yeah, it's Wednesday because the character comes out on Thursday. So I don't know. Well, you just wait a couple of days if you're even thinking about summoning, so that way you can just see what King does, see if he's actually worth like investing a lot of, you know, time and your money into. And yeah, just kind of give this one a hold for now, if anything, and then just skip it outright if not. So that's pretty much it for me. I don't have anything else to go over. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was somewhat informative. If you have any feedback or anything like that, feel free to let me know. If you're summoning for the character, or you have a reason why you know, think you should summon, just, I don't know, let me know what it is, because I'm honestly kind of curious. So that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.